What you can't change will change you, and what you can't destroy will destroy you. Make up your mind to deal with that issue. Confront it and live life totally unhindered by the past.
Welcome to Deep Talk Q&A session. This is a session where I get to answer questions that have been asked on my inbox, and I felt like it would be important to just answer it on air so that it can be of help to somebody. Somebody asked me, and I'm going to read. This person is anonymous, of course. They asked, Judy, you mentioned something about addiction, that there is always a root cause of addiction. I'm trying to overcome an addiction, but I don't know what the root cause is. How can I know? Thank you so much, Anonymous, for asking this question. Many people are addicted to different things with different root causes. And so I'm going to try and answer your question by giving you the main root cause of addictions. And then out of that, you're going to check what could be yours out of those. And so I'm going to try and answer it that way. But if you need more help, you can come see me, or you can contact me again on my email, and I'll be able to go through with you and be able to help you. Now, somebody defined addiction as something that provides an escape, takes you out of yourself. It provides an escape, takes you out of yourself, and allows you to get further away from the painful feelings and emotions we prefer to avoid. And so what addiction does is that it gives you a short-term kind of a numbing effect from the pain. It helps you escape what it is that you're going through. So addiction is only a symptom, but there is an underlying problem. There is a problem behind it. And so if you treat addiction only, what you're doing is that you're taking a bandage and putting it on a broken arm. So the problem is still in there, but you've taken a bandage and you've covered it. And so you have to address both the addiction and you have to address the root cause of the addiction. Now, what are the main causes of most addictions? I'm going to give you just a few of them, the main causes of most addiction. And one of them is unresolved trauma. If you have trauma that you went through trauma, mostly even in your childhood or years back, and you never dealt with it, it causes you to begin to want to escape from the trauma. And so you end up in addictive behaviors. And you become actually dependent on that. So you can take drugs or alcohol or pornography or compulsive sexual behavior to be able to escape from the traumas. Some of these traumas are childhood molestation. It could be molestation. Some of it could be you lived in a home where you watched a lot of violence, domestic violence, or it could be you went through a sexual assault. You were in an accident, or anything could be any trauma that was not dealt with could lead to an addiction. Another thing that leads to addiction is low self-esteem. People who suffer from low self-esteem, they have a tendency of wanting to boost their confidence with drugs or alcohol, or some of it could be sexual behaviors, and this is for the sake of trying to get somebody to affirm you or boost your esteem. This becomes a habit because every now and then you need this boost of confidence, and it ends up becoming a habit, and now you get addicted to it. The other thing is failure to realize your dreams. When anybody fails to realize their dreams, it creates a void, because we were creatures who were created for purpose. It creates a void, and that void has to be filled with something, and it also creates a dissatisfaction. And so a lot of people would rather run away or escape to drugs and other addictive behavior to fill that void that purpose is supposed to fill. The other thing is avoidance of pain, and I need you to understand something, that avoidance of pain is the beginning of most unhealthy behavior. Avoidance of pain is the beginning of most unhealthy behavior. And so you have to get to a place where if you go through pain, if you go through painful situations, please get to a place where you deal with the pain. Deal with that pain. Confront that pain, because it will be very important to do it. Don't ignore the power of pain. Pain can cause you to get into addictive behavior. So confront it, deal with it. If it's pain from issues that happened long ago, confront it. And there's a program that I did on how to deal with emotional pain. It's on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Judy Achero, and you will find it. It's talking about how to deal with emotional pain, and it's going to be of help to you, because pain is another way that people get addicted to things, because you're trying to escape the pain. You're trying to numb the pain, and so you look for something that will numb the pain. The other thing is peer pressure. Peer pressure is one of the other causes of especially a lot of habits, because what it does is that you find yourself in drugs or alcohol or even watching porn or all manner of things that can be addictive, and because of friends, it's just friends who get you into it, and because it creates a pleasurable kind of a feeling, you end up just wanting to do it. And the more you keep doing it, what you're not realizing is that it's creating an addiction, and so you get to be addicted. And so I want to ask you, find out what it could be your cause of your addiction. Could it be it's peer pressure? Could it be it's trauma you've not dealt with? Could it be it's pain that you've not dealt with? And all these others that I've mentioned, could it be self-esteem? And there are ways that you can boost your esteem. You can deal with your esteem that is not numbing it, but dealing with it and healing from it. And I equally did a program on rejection, and it will help you learn about some of these things, because it could be also out of rejection you were rejected. The other thing, it could be anxiety, depression, or loneliness. This also causes addictions. And so one of the ways that you can know is check what happens to you before you engage into an addictive habit. Check what happens to you, or check what emotion you feel just before you get into this addictive habit. For example, you could be coming out of a meeting with your boss, and it was a very intense meeting, and it was a very hard meeting, and so you find yourself immediately after that meeting, you light up a cigarette, and that will tell you there is stress that is causing it. And there are other ways of dealing with stress that are not addictive that you should be able to handle. Or it could be when you're watching a movie and there's an episode that comes in the movie and it reminds you of something, triggers something in your subconscious that happened to you when you were young, and now and it makes you want to run away to grab a beer or something else that is your addiction. Check out what it could be, what happens, and if you check that pattern, it will almost tell you what it is that you're trying to escape from, and what this addiction is trying to numb that you could be hidden underneath. You cannot successfully treat an addiction without confronting the deep emotional issues that are giving rise to that action in the first place. Don't put a bandage on a broken arm. Heal, let the arm heal, let the broken arm heal, and then deal with the addiction afterwards. Listen, if you want to destroy a tree, you cannot destroy a tree by just cutting it, because at the end of the day, after some time, it's gonna grow. You've got to pull it from the roots. And when you do that, you know you've destroyed it. And that's the same thing with addiction. If you don't treat addiction from the root cause, it's going to grow and it's going to come up. And now what happens, you either go back to the same addiction, or you will find yourself with another addiction, because the root cause of the problem has not been dealt with. And so I've tried to help you as much as I can, and I hope this was of help to you. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Confront what it is, could be the root cause. Have a time when you ask yourself, what could it be? Is it any of these issues? And find out what is the root cause, treat it, and you're gonna be free from the addiction, and you're gonna be free from the root of addiction. Thank you so much. See you next time.